Hello, everybody. I've moved again. This is my new place. I'm in a converted church now with 7 other people. I haven't done a video in a long while because I didn't really have anything to say, but I've gone back to a level of semi-depression. Not really depressed, but I'm disappointed. And so I wanted to do another video to talk about it with everyone again. So the problem is now that I just realize how insignificant I am in the grand scheme of things. That's what's really disappointing, and I think it has a lot to do with the world we live in today. It's a smaller world, and you hear and see about the greatest achievements, all the time. I just finished watching a video of Valentina Lasita, or something. I don't know how to pronounce her name, and she's this incredible piano player who just has perfect technique, and I'm so jealous. I can't even put it in words. You know, if I could play like her, then the music I'm writing now would be, truly great. I could feel like, yes, this music means something. I believe in it. But, as it stands, I play music and it's fun, but it doesn't really have a lot of meaning. Maybe some people would like it, but if I ever became successful playing it, I would just feel like I was a hack. Because basically I would be a hack. I mean, I don't really play anything that's new and revolutionary and different. It's all just, it sounds like, it's kind of like wannabe classical music. That's what my music kind of sounds like. It's a little bit of, rock style mixed with classical style, and the classical style is nothing impressive. It's not like, what I want to play, which is what, Valentina is playing. My shit is just like, it's, I sound like basically a guy who can't hack it as a classical pianist who tries to make it as a rock pianist in order to compensate for his general lack of talent, and so it just makes it, difficult because I just have to accept the fact that really, what I have to offer is nothing that's ever going to be remembered. It's nothing that's going to influence anybody. It's not going to change music, and I'm one of many soon-to-be failed musicians, and I'm just thinking, well, maybe it's probably about time that I, went and studied to get a real job of some sort, because if I do make it as a musician, at this point I don't know what the point is. It's like I can't see my music ever attaining the kind of level that even, a band like Led Zeppelin, or a band like, or even someone like Eric Clapton, or even rock musicians who obviously, some people are saying, oh, how, I can't believe you would even think of trying to compare himself to those bands either, but, it's like you want to be able to have your music be heard by a lot of people, basically. That's what makes you a successful musician, if your music gets heard by a lot of people. And given the style of music I'm writing, it's not going to be heard by that many people, and which pretty much makes my overall presence on this earth mostly insignificant. And that's, I think, what a lot of people have a hard time with, is that they really, they're aware of the usual insignificance of the average person, and most people don't want to, only attain that level. They want to be able to feel like they want to leave something behind, and it's tough. I mean, it's like at this point it makes it seem as if the only thing left for me to do in my life is to, the usual, get married and have kids, because that's what gives people meaning in their lives. Why having a kid gives people meaning, I don't know. I mean, I guess you're keeping the human race going. So you should probably have one kid, otherwise the race dies out completely. But in the grand scheme of things, I'm not sure it really matters that the human race survives or not. And you may not survive even if you do have your kids anyway. So, you may not survive because you're having too many kids. But, basically I just don't want to feel like the rest of my life doesn't really matter what I do. As long as if I never make it, if my music is never heard, then what's the point? and it's looking increasingly more, as older I get, like my music is never really going to be heard by any large group of people or really appreciated, And it makes me wonder, it's like music is the one thing that's sort of keeping me getting up in the morning, but at the same time, I can never achieve the greatness that others have because people who achieve greatness generally they can play music every day and enjoy it, I suppose, or at least force themselves to do it. And I'll get sick of anything if I do it every day. I don't want to do anything, any one thing every day. I don't want to surf. I don't want to snowboard. I don't want to play video games. I don't want to read books. There's nothing I want to do on a daily basis, for the rest of my life. And that's what it takes. And I guess more power to those people who can, although, I resent them for being so much better than me at everything. But it's just disappointing, Pretty much my lifelong mediocrity is ensured by my lack of enthusiasm about any one thing. But, I guess I would fall into the majority of people, which is pretty sad because the majority is just going to die and never mean a thing. So yeah, basically I'm just pissed about my insignificance in the universe, and I'm sure there's plenty out there with me.